Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again. Welcome to the Sunday Report, where we talk about what I've been up to, what I've been doing, a bit of Q&A, a bit of the week in the life of. As you can see, I've got my stickers up now for my Big Beardy Challenge. And that's what I want to talk about first of all. I have started the challenges. I've got my chilies for this one, and I will be doing that challenge in about 3 weeks' time. I'm meeting some friends of mine, so we will be doing that then. But I started doing the long challenge, this one, the job in every county. I'm going to get a map put up here so you can all see as I scratch them off and where I've been, sort of thing. But I didn't think this through properly when I started it. Some of these challenges are going to take me months and months to do. So I thought I'm going to do 2 long challenges because they're just going to take so long, and have one of my short ones. So I picked one out of the hat earlier. I did record it, but when I went to look at the recording, it didn't do it properly. So I'm just going to tell you, it's the hairpin challenge. If you can remember, that's taking a hairpin and trading it up until the most expensive thing you can trade it up to. So you get the hairpin, trade it for something else, you trade that for something else, and so on and so forth and so on. So that will be my new challenge. That will go up on the wall, and you'll get to see what happens there. So that's for my BB challenges. Fantastic. Now we've got that out of the way, I just want to say a massive thank you to someone. I was working yesterday doing multi-drops. I've done a lot of multi-drops this week, you'll see in my week in the life of. But as I was doing them, this chap pulled up next to me. He wound down the window, and I thought, because we were on quite a small road, I was blocking him and he couldn't get past. That's when he bit me. And as he wound down the window, he said, "I know you. I watch your YouTube channel. You helped me out a lot." And basically gave me a big thank you and shook my hand. I just want to say thank you, mate. I didn't catch your name. I'm really sorry. Else I would have given you a proper shout out. But you filled my heart with joy that day. You put a big smile on my face. I never thought I would get to the point where people are basically recognising me from my YouTube channel. You know, it's a shock to me. I didn't think I'd get to this point, but a massive thank you. And anyone else, if you ever see me on the street, just stop me and go, "I know you," and put a smile on my face. It'll be fantastic. But yeah, big thank you. Next up, quick one here. There's a new boy on the block. There's a few of us that do these channels now. Week in the life of, Q&As. We all do slightly different variations of things, and some of you watch us all, some of you might just watch me. It doesn't really matter. But there's a new bloke. His name's Van on the Run. I think I was his 3rd subscriber, so he's brand spanking new. He's got 2 or 3 videos out. I watched him this morning. Someone recommended him to me, so people like Pete gave me a shout out when I started. Here's me returning the favour. So Van on the Run, welcome to the crew. And I hope it goes well for you, mate. Please go check him out. Give him some support. Give him some love. He's doing some good videos of him just out there doing what he does. So there we go. Right, now into the important stuff. And let's check out the Q&A. Q&A, first off the bat. We've got Tim Jones. Tim Jones asked had a bit of a dilemma, and basically he went into a job. I think it was through Shipley. He was told it was 3 small pallets. He's got the van size to take 3 small pallets. That's not a problem. Went in and he bid a price. I'm going to say 150. I think it was a bit more than that, but I can't quite remember. So we'll say 150. Nice round number. Went in there and it was not the job he had bid on. Basically it was 3 pallets, but they were a lot bigger and they were full of engineering stuff, I think, or mechanical stuff, making them extremely heavy. So he was unable to do the 3 pallets in one run. He could only take 2, and even then he thinks he was a bit overweight and really messed up his day. And basically the customer said, "All right, fair enough, but if you come back for the other pallet, we'll pay you another 50 quid. So you're getting 200 quid. Basically what my thoughts of that is, my thought on that is, if I went into that job, basically this is what I'd do. I've turned up to the job, it's not what they've said it is. I would go, at the end of the day, this isn't what you've described on the job, so it's not going to be 150 quid. You want me to go there once, come back and go again, it's 450 quid, because I'm doing 3 journeys. There, back and there again. Now the customer might kick off, but in that position, you have a contract, I believe. When someone puts a job on any of these apps, their job is to put it on accurately, so you know exactly what you're collecting. The reason for that is so you can bid on it accurately. if you're collecting something you're not bidding on, then how are you going to bid on it accurately? So if you turn up and it's not what they've said, then you need to renegotiate. So I would say to them, it's 450 quid, or get someone else in to do it. I've got plenty of other work. It's fine. Don't feel like just because you're there, you have to do the job. Don't get pressured into doing something you don't want to do. Don't get pressured to do a job you haven't bid on, because that's not the job you bid on. At the end of the day, if they're putting those pallets on and they're way too heavy and you're running and you get pulled over, they're not going to pay for the fine or take the points on their license. That's all on you. So don't feel afraid to step away and go, no, this isn't the job I bid on. I'm not doing it. Or renegotiating. Customer might get pissed off, but at the end of the day, that's sort of on them. You know, if it's a job where it's far too heavy, they need to order 2 vans. It seems to be more of an issue. I've had a few people say this happens to them on Shipley often, where they've gone and bid on jobs and they got there and it's just not what they expected. One of the reasons is because it's a lot of people doing it off their own back from their own houses. It's not a company, or it is a company, but they don't transport stuff very often, so they're not 100% sure what they should be putting down. The advantages of things like the CX and other, which I call business to business shipping, is that the businesses do it all the time, so they know what they're talking about. So they know how much weight or what size vehicle they need and all those other sort of things. But yeah, don't get yourself put in that position. And if you do get there, don't be afraid to whack up the price, especially if it's a lot more than you're expecting. Bloody range just started now. He asks another question, which is, it's about going that extra mile, and sometimes you feel like you have to make that effort for the customer. And I talk a lot about making relationships with customers and shippers, and rightly so. But you've got to make those relationships with people who are actually doing something for you as well. If a shipper's phoning you constantly, giving you work, go the extra mile. They're finding you work. If this is a one-off customer who's going, I've got these 3 pallets they're moving, and then when you get there, you say, this isn't what we arranged, and they start kicking off. It's not a customer you want, because then there will always be trouble. You seem to find that there are certain shippers or customers that when the first job goes wrong because they've done something wrong, the second job will as well, and so will the third. So don't be afraid to step away. I understand the mindset. I'm trying to do go the extra mile, be good to my customers, be the nice guy. I used to do the same when I started as well, but nice guys finish last a lot of the time. And when you're in the van, when you're working, you need to take that nice guy head off and put that business head on. Because if it's not making you money and it's making problems for you, it's not a good situation. So hopefully that helps. If you get a situation where you're going in, it's not the job that's advertised. If it's not your job and it's a different shipper, phone up that shipper and say, this isn't what you told me I'm doing. If it's your customer or it's through Shipley or one of these wraps where you're going directly with the customer and it's not the right thing, go, whoa, this isn't what we agreed. If it's too big or too heavy, it's like, we need to renegotiate. And like I said, if it was me going into that job, it's a £150 job. I'm doing 3 journeys for you. I'm paying you 3 times the money. It doesn't matter if I'm only got goods on for 2 of those journeys. I've still got to make that journey back. So you either pay, or you say to them, pay me for the 1 journey and get a second driver in. Simple as that. Don't feel like you have to do something you don't want to do. It's your business, it's your van, it's your license. Step away at any time. I've got a bit of a crackly throat today. But I'll have a sip of this. I've got the coffee. Right. Number 2. Are you always in arrears doing this job? I think there might be some confusion with the whole 30 days getting paid. You're not always in arrears because you're always getting paid more than it costs you to do the job. And we work like most companies do, like builders do, any sort of building trade, any sort of manufacturing company. You work on an invoice system. So I do the job, I send you an invoice, and there's a certain time period before you pay me. Same as a builder. A builder turns up to a job, they do the job before they get paid. And sometimes they send an invoice and they expect to get invoiced for a week later or a month later. Same sort of way of working. So I know a lot of builders do sort of free payment system as well. They get paid at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. But that's generally when they're doing their own jobs. So, yeah. So you are and you aren't. You're always in arrears on jobs you're doing, but you other jobs will be paying you before and during you're waiting for the next payment for the job you've done. I hope that makes sense. Probably not. I'm awful at explaining things. That's why I've got a YouTube channel. So yeah, you are and you're not. Put it this way, I've got plenty of money in my business account, I've got plenty of money in my personal account, and I'm waiting for plenty of money to come through. By the time I've spent the money that's in my business account, I would have had more money come back to me, so hopefully that pot keeps increasing. That's how that works. Next up, someone was asking about the packages on the CX, and on the Pro apparently you have the live map, which if you've got granddad rights like I have, I've got the live map as well, I believe. I think this is how it works. If you're on the starter pack, you don't get that live map. They're asking, is that a massive advantage? Depends how you look at things, because you still get the live jobs obviously coming through, but you get it in like a text form. So we'll say collection, delivery, and all the information. I don't use the live map that much. No, I don't. When I'm at home, I don't. On the desktop. People might want to set me straight. If it's on the app as well, because obviously I've got an older version of it, so mine's slightly different. If the live map is, you don't get the live map on the app as well, then yes, I think they do get a big advantage, because as soon as I get a job, the first thing I do is view on map and see where I am, where I'm collecting from, where I'm delivering to, rather than having to, oh, well, that's the address, so I've got to go and Google. It shows you, and it shows you how long it'll take you to get there. So they might have an advantage. I'm not 100% sure. You might want to double check with the CX, or if anyone's got the newer version of the starter pack and the Pro pack, let me know what the differences are. Like I said, I've had this for a few years now, so I've sort of got granddad rights, and the packages keep changing. No doubt I will have to do a new video on the different packages of CX this time next year, because it would have changed again, because that's how these things work. Next up, charging cancellation fees. Someone asked, do you have to wait 30 days from end of month, or what the initial contract for the job is? So if you agree to do a job and they say, oh, we're going to pay you 45 days from the end of the month, or we're going to pay you 35 days from the end of the month, when you send the invoice, is that the time period you need to send it for? No, you don't need to do that, in my eyes. I do it anyway, just because it's easier, it's how they pay me, and if I'm charging 20 quid for a cancellation fee, it's not my biggest concern. So if it's got to take 45 days from end of month, I'm not that fussed. But at the end of the day, you're running your business, you're doing it yourself, run it how you want to run it. If it's a cancellation fee and you think, well, that 14 days is long enough for them to pay a cancellation fee, then send them an invoice and say, pay from 14 days from end of invoice. You can change the timescale yourself. It's your invoice, it's your business. So no, not necessarily. I don't worry too much about it, because if you're working 5 days a week and getting paid, you know, hundreds and hundreds of pounds each week, then £20 is the least of my worries. So I just fling it out for what it is. But if you want to do it differently, then by all means do it differently. Do you need a CPC? I think you only need a CPC if you're over 3.5 tons, if I'm correct in that. No, you don't, not to run on CX. All you need on CX is obviously a valid driving license, the correct insurance, and a van, and that's all you really need to run on the CX. I don't think you need a CPC. I think CPC is only for 3.5 tons and above, but correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really know this stuff that well, and you know, so let me know. Someone else, do you really work 12 to 14 hours a day? Not every day. I've done longer days, especially when I'm out tramping or I'm on it, or there's certain jobs coming up. But doing a 12 to 14 hour day is not really unusual, you know. But saying that, when I do long days, I don't necessarily do a 5-day week, because physically it takes it out of you. If I have a long day and I'm home, by the time I get home, the next day I wake up and I'm bollocks, and I might just want an easy day the next day, because I know I'm going to get more work. So yes, 12 to 14 hour days is quite normal, but don't feel like, you know, it's every single day. You know, some days are 8-hour days, some days are 10-hour days, some days are a lot longer, some days, you know, like Tuesday I did like a 4-hour day. So that's how that works. Right. Is there a better app than Dalmate? As you might know, I've done a review on Dalmate. I think it's fantastic. It's what I use. There are better apps for multi-drops, no doubt. I've used apps for multi-drops that you can plan the whole route on them. But Dalmate is pretty spot on for finding those addresses, which are named addresses or unit numbers. It does have a couple of flaws because it takes you to the road closest to the property. If that property has a massive driveway, it might take you to the wrong road because there might be a road that's running adjacent to the property from where the driveway is, if that makes sense. So it's a great app. I love it. First month's free, and then I think it's $2.99 or $3.99 a month after that. But there might be, if someone uses an app that they think's better, let me know. Put it in the comments, and I will have a look at it. But I love Dalmate. I think it's a fantastic app. I can't recommend it enough myself. Oh, a little top tip. I can't remember who put this, and I should have written down. Small van jobs, 25-mile sort of jobs that come up on CX. They come up a lot. You'll get a job that comes up, small van job, 20 mile, 30 mile, 10 mile, 15 mile. Don't be afraid, especially if you're in a long wheelbase, to stick out a big bid on them, because you will win them a lot of the time. And I agree with whoever put this, whoever it was, please put in a comment and say it was you. But I do it all the time. I sort of have a 40-mile limit. Anything that's 40 miles or less, I throw 40 quid at it. If it's 40 miles or more, it's £1 a mile. So if it's 45 miles, I usually do £45. But there's a job that's 20 miles, just throw a 50 quid bid at it. Especially if there's lots of jobs popping up, just throw 50 quid at it, because someone's going to say yes. I've had it before. I had a job I didn't really want to do. I was at home, I'd finished for the day. It popped up, it was picking up from around the corner from me. It was going 10 miles. I think I threw 60 quid at it, and someone said yes, because they need it done then. So sometimes it's worth just throwing a bigger bid out there to get, and it helps top that money up. It really does. And last question, well, not really a question. I was asking about challenges, and I should really write people's names down. I'm really sorry, I don't. But they were asking about having a guest on the show or doing something a bit different with the Sunday Report. I do believe Danny Boy just had Steve on his show. If you watch Danny Boy Van Over, he just did a little Q&A with him. I'm quite happy for Danny Boy to keep those. If he wants me on the show, I'll jump on. I have no problem with that with his. But I've always wanted to do something a bit different, something like a podcast. And I was planning on doing one of them before I even started this YouTube channel. So what I might do in the future is, with my challenges and stuff like that, might start a second channel, have them all on that, and keep this just purely for the driving stuff. But I'm not even at 1,000 subscribers yet, so I'm getting a bit diva-ish. So that is something I would definitely consider for something else, but I would probably keep that separate. But thanks for that question. And that was the Q&A part of today. There was something else I wanted to say and I can't remember. Yep, that's annoying. You know when you got something in your head and it just pops out. But yeah, that was basically the Q&A. Just about to do the week in the life of. It's a bit of a short week in the life of. Not a lot happened. There was a lot of multi-drops. Multi-drops have gone mental all of a sudden. They're everywhere. I don't know if that's a reflection of the lockdown or what, but they seem to be popping up a lot now. So here's the week in the life of. Alright people, it's Monday morning. It's just turned 7 o'clock. I picked up about half an hour from Lowestoft. I'm on my way to Shipley, so I'm excited. It's a new week. I love getting early jobs on a Monday. It's a great start to the week. I never used to get excited for Mondays. I used to work in offices a long time ago and did building work and all these other jobs I used to do before I started doing this. And I used to hate Mondays. Used to hate Mondays. Used to get that Sunday feeling, kicking about 3 o'clock, like, oh, you can't work tomorrow. But now, working for yourself, it's a different mentality. I love getting up on a Monday. I love getting that first job in. Because I just know I'm making money, baby. Making money! So, I'm on my way to Shipley. It says it's going to be 4 hours. So I should be there just after 11. I'm going to say 11:30 because I'm going to have a break. And I always, whenever I have a break, I always put 20 minutes onto my journey minimum, because you stop at the services By the time you pulled in, parked up, gone in, do your business, get back out, get back on the road, it's 20 minutes minimum, no matter what you say. Or someone's had a nasty crash there, they put it in a ditch. Yeah, I'll just put this up because the sun was in the way, so I'll put that back in a sec. But yeah, great start to the Monday, and I'll let you know how it goes on. I really want to get a second job today, get a job going back. It's all about those second jobs. Those first jobs are, you know, I've nearly made my money for today on this first job. But that second job turns it from a, oh, you've sort of made your money day to a really good day. So let's see what we get. I'll let you know in a bit, all right? Okay, people, I have dropped off in Shipley. Unloaded about an hour and a half ago, so it's a while back, but I had to go and get some lunch. I forgot to pack some bits. I've filled up the tank, so I'm fully loaded, ready for the next job. I've got some little bits of admin out of the way. Just looking for someone to take me home. There's a lot pinging. There is a lot pinging around here. I said last week, I think it was last week, I'm just going to move the camera a little bit. I think it was last week I was here, or the week before. Lot pinging here. Compared to when we were in the middle of lockdown, nothing was pinging. It took forever to get work. So I could get, there's a lot pinging, but nothing that I really want. I'm being picky. I shouldn't. I should just grab anything, but I want to get someone at least going in the right direction. I've bid on a few jobs that are small little 40, 50 pound jobs, but I want something sort of going Midlands minimum. I don't care if it's going straight down south or going towards Cambridge or going, take me home, lovely. But I'm trying to get something that at least send them in the right direction. But this is the problem about this job. This is the one thing that's frustrating, waiting for work. But this is why the CX was actually created. You've dropped off, you're waiting for work, job start pinging, you get a job home. So we're hopefully doing what it should be doing. Just need a job now. So I'm just pulled over. Like I said, I've done a couple of bits. I'm not going to waste my time just sat here doing nothing. I've got some paperwork bits, and I've got my little notepad up, Chromebook. Got one of these for the van. This is the new thing I've got for the van. A friend of mine gave it to me for a small cost. Gave it to me on the cheap. But this is brilliant. As long as you can get signal or internet. I need internet for it. But I've downloaded some films and stuff for when I'm tramping, so that is going to come in handy. So, but I can do some bits and bobs on there as well. So, waiting for work. I will let you know what happens. I'm hoping for a really good job. I want a real good Monday. It's been a long time since I've had an absolute smashing Monday. Usually I'm either not working on Monday because there's not enough around, or it's like it is today. You get out, you get the one job, and you can't really get anything else. So I want a good Monday. I want a good week, like a belting week. But we'll see. All right. So I'll let you know what happens. All right, everyone. It's Monday afternoon. I picked up a job, which is fantastic. Just a little 50 quid job. Someone who tied me over, but it's going in completely the wrong direction. I'm going towards Blackburn. I didn't want to go that way, so I should be getting there about 4:30. When I do, I'm going to try and grab anything and just get it going some way in the right direction, and hopefully I'll be home tonight. I won't be home till like 10 o'clock tonight. It's going to be a long old day if I do get home, but that's what I'm going to do. But I had a situation, and I just want to let you know how I dealt with it. Basically, I was going to the drop. There was a road closure, and I went through the road closure signs because it said road closure further down the road. But it didn't say exactly where the road closure was. And I had a factory drop off, and the road had loads of factories, and I was hoping it was before the road closure. It wasn't, it was the other side. So I've had to go back on myself. Not a big deal, it was only sort of 5 minutes down the road, but I was going to be 15 minutes late because I had to go round a weird long way than when I said I was originally going to be there. So what I did was phoned the shipper straight away and said, listen, I said I was going to be here at this time. There's a road closure. I've got to go back on myself. I'm going to be another 10-15 minutes. And they went, that's fine. Whenever you've got an issue like that, speak to the shipper straight away. Let them know what's going on, because shippers hate it when you don't. So keep them informed, and they will be a lot happier. Even if there's a problem, they rather know than not know. You try and sort it out and you're hours late or whatever. Okay? So I'll let you know if I get another job today. Hopefully I will. 5:05. I've just got another collection from just south of Manchester, Stockport, going to the other side of the country, from coast to coast, so about 100 miles. Small van job. So I put in, I think I put 65 in, because that's the sort of price I go for. I might have put 60 in, but it's got me just shy of £300 for the day, which is fantastic. Probably going to tramp tonight, because I'm still going to be a good 170 miles from home. But we'll see. We'll see. This might be another job the way today's going. This has been a really good day, and it's good to see. There seems to be jobs pinging. I don't think the prices are back to where they should be. I think things are still going a little bit cheap, because I bid on a lot of jobs today and I didn't win a lot. And for the amount of jobs I bid on, I should have won more. Or, you know, you bid on 5 and you don't get the first 5 and then you get the 6th one. I should have got the first one of the first 3. That's usually my hit rate. Hit rate? I can't speak to that, I'm a little bit tired. Hit rate, 1 in 3, generally, for me. I'm generally pretty good with my prices, but it seems to be sort of 1 in 7, 1 in 8 at the moment, but we'll take it. So I'm going to pick up now, drive across the country, drop that off. I'll be there sort of 7ish, and then maybe some tramping. Top tip, I always like to give a top tip on these, is if you're tramping, grab everything. Don't matter where it's going. If you're tramping for one night and it's like, this is my big blowout night, the job pings at 6 o'clock in the afternoon and just get it. Go for it. You're going to be sleeping in the van anyway. Doesn't matter where you stay. So that's my top tip. If you're don't just get the one job, stop. Oh, well, I'm tramping at night and this is a good. If a job pings and you can get it, you can get it. Obviously, if you are, I've been at it all day and you are shattered, then you need to take the rest. And if you're tired, don't drive. If you'll know, I feel quite fresh. It's Monday. I'm going to be pretty fresh. I had a good rest over the weekend, even though I was fishing. So grab what you can. So today, just shy of 300. 300 is my great day target. I think I've done very well. Mileage isn't too bad. A lot of the 2 jobs I got after I dropped off my first one were all pretty close to where I was dropping off from, so didn't use too many dead miles, so I'm pretty happy. So we're going to drop this off and I'll let you know if I'm tramping or not, or what's going on, because I know one of my regular customers might have a job waiting for me tomorrow morning, so I might have to steam home anyway to get that, but I feel alright because I've made good money today. So alright everyone, it's Wednesday. I've made a bit of an error yesterday. Well, today. Well, both, I suppose. You know when you do something all the time and you've assumed you've done it? I assumed I recorded a video for what I did yesterday. Now, yesterday was a bit of a no-show. Nothing was really pinging in my area. So I got a little job, but I was done by sort of 12:30. So I ended up going into my loft. For some people who watch my videos regularly might know I've got like a little eBay business I got going on the side. You've got to keep making that money somehow. So I went up and did some of that. So that's what I did yesterday. So I didn't make a lot yesterday, but today, as you can see, the cars are flying past me. I'm on the multi-drops. I hate multi-drops, but I'm doing it for Parcel Force. They're one of the better ones compared to some of the others. They owned by Royal Mail, so they have a bit of, they know what they're doing, but big old man. So let me show you what it's like when you get sort of a Parcel Force job, what you can expect to have in the van. It's pretty full. And this isn't the I've had it a lot fuller before, but you will be stacked to the rafters. Let me see if I can spin you around. I don't know if I can. But we'll go, as you can see, parcels upon parcels. Plenty in there. And I've had it a lot fuller than that. So I think it's about 80 drops I've got today. Between 60 and 80 I generally do. And it's 200 quid for the day. Now multi-drops you're looking at between 160 and 200 pounds, so tell you what, this road is bloody noisy, but yeah, you're looking between 160 and 200 pound. I probably could have got higher, because when I got in there this morning, they want another driver to go in. So next time I might try and push it and go for like 220. But 200 pound for the day. I'll be finished around 5, home by 5:30, not too many miles. I'm off to Yarmouth to do this lot. I'm happy. So yeah, Wednesday's just a boring old multi-drop day. I'll speak to you in a bit. How do's guys? It's Thursday evening. Did multi-drops again today. Multi-drops are a bit boring and you always seem to be rushed, so I haven't been able to record anything really. So it's a bit dull, and I've got multi-drops again tomorrow. And you know, I don't really like them. But there's a few things. The thing is, when they're phoning you 12 o'clock the day before, saying, are you able to work tomorrow? Oh, big tracks coming through again. Are you able to work tomorrow? You sort of have to say yes, because you might not get another job. So it's a bit of a dilemma, because I've had another customer phone me today at about 6 o'clock saying, listen, we've got a great job for you tomorrow, and I've already said yes to multi-drops. But you've got to take it whilst you can. But here's the top tip when it comes to multi-drops. Some of them have a fixed price. They say, oh, it pays 160, it pays 170. If it doesn't, if it's like, if they're just saying it's a one-off day, it's better to bid high. And the reason why is, they might phone you and say, can you do tomorrow? And the next day. And you might get a run of like a week, 2 weeks, whatever, but you can't sort of put your price up. That makes sense? So for this one, it was 200. I could have gone a bit more probably, but it was 200 on Wednesday, it's 200 Thursday, it's 200 Friday. They go, oh, can you do Monday? It's going to be 200 then. If I'd said 180, it would have been on 180, so I would have been losing out 20 quid a day. So, top tip, if you're going to bid multi-drops, bid a little bit higher, because you might get that repeat work, and then it will constantly be at that price. But there you go. So I'm going to eat some fish and chips now, and then multi-drops again tomorrow. I'll try and record a bit more from Friday, show you around what I'm doing, because I've been sort of Yarmouth way. But yeah, it's been a bit of a boring week. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Alright everyone, I'm just stood in the shade for a minute because it is boiling. It's Friday, about 1 o'clock-ish I think. I've lost track of time today, to be honest. And I'm doing the multi-drops again, but I had something happen to me today, which hasn't happened to me before. Yeah, I seem to be next to the busiest road ever. This is another road where you can barely hear me, but... So, I was out on the road, it's on a country lane, I pulled over, this chap's pulled up to me in a white van, bipped me, I thought, oh, I'm probably blocking him, he can't get past me. He winds down the window, and he says, I watch your YouTube channel, you've been a real help to me. And that's the first time that's happened to me, so I was over the moon. It's really made my day. Unfortunately, I didn't catch his name, so if you're watching this, mate, just leave a comment, let me know who you are. I'll probably see you on the road again if you're a Norfolk boy. But yeah, I just want to say a big thank you to him. And if you do see him on the road, by all means, stop me, say hello. It's filled my heart with joy that today, so cheers, mate. But yeah, back on the multi-drops, busy day, baking hot. Just want some proper, we had some rain this morning, but it weren't enough. We need more rain, but back on it. All right, speak in a bit. Okay guys, that's another week done. It's a bit of a dull week, I'm sorry about that. But it's multi-drops, you know. You can't really do much about that. You're not really going anywhere. And you just sort of go, 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 and you never have time to stop and think. They're quite busy. But I've been having a good think about it this week, and then I hate multi-drops, we know that. But they do have their plus sides. Guaranteed money. You're home every night. Like this one, I don't have to be at the depot till 9 o'clock in the morning. So I get to have a line and get things sorted, what I need to do in the morning. They're not all bad, but I still rather making the big bucks doing the same day stuff. And I'm booked in again for Monday, more multi-drops. So yay! I'll try and get a bit more stuff recorded, show you what I'm doing, maybe show you a bit more how it all works. But so a bit of a dull week. But met my man earlier, whose name I didn't catch. Once again, big thanks, mate. But another thing I've been pondering, and I do this when I'm in the van and driving around, all I do is think. And it's basically, it's not a bad job. There are people out there that stress about everything, constantly stress. I've worked with these people. I can't get stressed doing this job. The one thing to stress about is getting money, making money, getting out there, getting the jobs. But when you're actually working, it's an easy life. Just put some music on, drive around. So I'm not complaining. But it's my boy's birthday tomorrow. Gonna have a good weekend, and then, like I said, I've already got a job booked in for Monday. It's my minimum amount for a day, so I'm not complaining. It's good money, and it's easy. I'm home every night. The wife likes that. But yeah, just a normal week in the life of a courier. Fun. All right, I'll see you on the flip side. So that was my week in the life of, like I said, a bit quiet, a bit dull, a bit local. Monday was a big week, went miles, but apart from that, it's mainly just multi-drops, and I've got multi-drops booked in for Monday. That's what tends to happen when they start rolling. You can get week after week after week of it, which is all right for a bit, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. So I'm planning on getting a lot more midweek stuff out from next week. I've been a bit lax since I've come back, since I had my foot issues, but I want to start churning them out. I've got a long list of videos. Someone did want to do videos on things like ratchet straps, how to load strap your loads down properly, some of the more basic stuff, which I've got no problem doing. I will start throwing them out. I also had a big request for invoicing, how I do it, what's my sort of setup, so I'll get a video of that. And I also want to get back on the beginner's guide to being a courier driver, because I've done one video for that, and I should have done like 5. But I've been so busy with various different things, sometimes it's hard to sort of keep on top of everything, but I really want to start getting some more videos out to you guys. So hopefully you've enjoyed this week. Like I said, it's a bit dull, lots of Q&A stuff going out, and my week in the life, like I said, bit of a dull week, but next week I'm going to try and get a lot more content recorded and get a really good video for you. So as always, please like, comment and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. It really helps me out. Check me out on Twitch, Twitter and Instagram. I am the Big Beardy One, and be safe out there. Have a great day.